right, welcome back. So this is kind of a recap video of day 1 to 30 of my agency speedrun 0 to 1 million. And I want to kind of recap, like we've covered a lot of stuff in the last 30 days since starting January 1st. I've learned a ton. I've done a ton, and I kind of just want to recap it all. Mostly for my own, I guess mostly for my own kind of documentation purposes, but hopefully it's also useful to you guys. I'm going to start out kind of going over kind of my three kind of key main lessons that I kind of want to remember not to forget, and and then kind of go over the input tracker and whatnot. But we're going to start out with lesson number one, quote from Sam Evans that I shared January 5th, 15th, sorry. If you never give up, you have absolutely nothing to worry about. And this quote runs through my head quite often. I have this playing in my head um, when I'm tempted to give up or stop or kind of throw in the towel with whatever. So, like, I really am trying to, like, believe this to my core, and playing it over and over and over again in my head definitely helps with that. So that's lesson number one. Lesson number two comes from kind of Charlie Morgan and Layla Hermosi. Charlie tweeted out, there are three objection related fears that plague the existence of all salespeople: fear of conflict, fear of what the prospect will think of you, fear of losing the sale slash rejection. And then Layla reminds us that fear is a mile wide and an inch deep. We perceive it as a massive ocean, then we step into it only to realize it's just a puddle. So basically, we need to bring the fear to light and it will disappear. And as I kind of started doing cold calls and whatnot, it's like this could be like literally couldn't be closer to the truth. Um, like before you have that first conversation with someone and the phone is just like ringing, like your mind is going, my mind is going like a million places. Like, oh, what are they gonna say? What if they like say that I'm like super annoying or bothering them? And then it's like they get on the phone, and even if they're not interested, it's like no, we're good. See ya. I click. Like it's no big deal. Even if they did like ream you out, like it's no big deal. And I want to make sure that I remember this lesson. Number three, basically starting the cold calling kind of accountability bounty. I've missed my cold calling targets more than I uh, hoped I would, but I am all the more determined to do my cold calling every single day going forward because of it. And if I had not done this, I don't think I would be as determined. I know I wouldn't be as determined to continue on hitting my cold calling targets. So 100% great decision I made. Super glad I'm doing this. Um, and I haven't like fully decided, but I'm leaning toward like also expanding it to other things, not just cold calling. So one of them will be if I ever miss um, doing any of these daily videos, then I will pay somebody on the list $20. If I don't hit my cold calling metrics, pay somebody on the list $20. I'm considering doing some other ones, maybe do with time tracking. I'm not quite sure yet. But basically the core thing, the core activities that will keep me accountable, keep me moving in the direction that I need to move in, and to not slow down. It's gonna be you know, at least for me, this is it's even more so than losing the $20. It's the accountability of like having to publicly say that I failed to do a target and having like a consequence, a public consequence that that occurs as a result of that. And so I'm going to be expanding that. So stay tuned for that. And next, we're going to get into YouTube comment Q&A. Let me just refresh this. All right. Oh no, my one sec. There. My man, you've got this. Thanks, dude. Really appreciate that. Always love them. Thanks, Paul. Looking much leaner, bro, compared to their first video win. Hey, thanks, dude. Yeah, I actually have. I jump over to the input tracker. Like I started tracking my weight and kind of calories and everything January 1st. And so started 198.8, and now we're at 186.9. So that's that's over that's like 12 pounds, basically 12 pounds in 30 days. Um, so not bad at all. My goal, my target is to get down to 170 pounds by July 1st, which I think I'll hit. But yeah, I appreciate it. I feel more energy, healthier, etc., etc. So I also kind of a couple updates to the tracker. First one being I added in a new column for primary form of resistance. Basically, over this weekend, I re-listened to. I'm halfway through Trial by Fire, and Charlie listed out all the different kind of main forms that resistance manifests. And I want to be really diligent about being aware of how resistance manifests. And so I listed them all out in here just so I can, see them if I want. And they're all as an option here. And so every day going forward, I'm going to select which way was the primary way that that resistance manifested that day. To keep a log and keep a track of it, because the more this is at the forefront of my mind, the better. And I think this can only help me. So going forward, like for example, I put comfort for yesterday, and it's like I wasn't doing too much. It was Saturday, it was the weekend. I don't do much work on Saturdays, and so there wasn't really that much going on. But if I had to pick one, it was going to be comfort. And so I want to keep track of that. The next thing I did was I added a new column for time of first convo, cold calling conversation. So I saw this post in Imperium Academy. I forget who said it, who wrote it, or whatever, or what comment it was. But basically, they were saying that you ought to cold call first thing in the morning, like first thing when you start your work. Um, and even if it's just one phone call, just start first thing in the morning. Don't put it off. And so I want to take that to heart. And what better way to kind of keep track of that than to write it out? So going forward, I'm going to be, even if it's just one cold call, talking to one person, and that's it. And then I do whatever else urgent things. And then I do my main cold calling block later on in the day. Whatever it is, I want to keep track of when is that first conversation I had. And obviously the target, I normally start work around 9:30. So target always between 9 and 10 a.m. should be my first cold calling conversation. So these are estimates. I can't quite remember, but I'm guessing this is when I had these conversations on these days. And then going forward, I'm going to keep track of what time of day I had my first conversation, and we're aiming between 9 and 10 a.m. There's a couple other columns I had in mind that I might want to add and some that I might want to remove, but I didn't have time today to fully dial that in. But so far, this is what I kind of came up with. And then the only other thing, for dieting, I decided that I'm going to kind of switch things up. So I was planning on doing 30 days of OMAD, uh, one meal a day. And so I basically did it for 2 weeks solid. Um, 2 weeks solid of OMAD. Really good. Um, such a good, such a good time. I really enjoyed it. And kind of going forward, I am going to kind of modify it slightly. So Monday to Thursday, I find the primary thing is focus. Like during the day, if I don't have like any kind of breakfast or lunch or meal during my workday, I'm like fully dialed in, and it's great. And I just love the feeling of like being so hungry and then eating at dinner. Such a good feeling. Um, so Monday to Thursday, I'm gonna do just eating dinner, so only one meal a day at dinner. Um, Friday, I'm gonna do a full like fast. So basically, Thursday dinner will be my last meal, and then I won't eat again till Saturday breakfast. And then Saturday and Sunday will be normal. Just have to make sure I don't overeat or anything. But that's going to be my plan. I'm going to try to stick to this. Um, Especially kind of interested to try out the full 36-hour fast. It's been a long time since I've done a fast that long, but I think it's definitely a good idea. And that's kind of everything. Yesterday, yeah, was the weekend, so didn't really get up to that much. But that is kind of everything for the recap. Everything this next month, kind of the main thing on the agenda is to just crank up the cold outreach and make sure that that's kind of the primary thing that I'm focused on. And we're gonna just kind of run it up from there. I'm quite ready to start landing some clients. Um, these zeros have been staring me in the face for a long time, and I'm ready for them to change. So things are gonna get real fast. So till next time, take care.